So in the last session, so we started variables. So we understood how to define a variable and the different types of variables in Python we discussed. And then also how to write comments for documentation purpose. We discussed that, like single line comment and multi-line comments. And then, okay, naming convention we discussed, right? Naming conventions, like when you create any variable. So the variable name generally should not start with like something 1, 2, 3 equal to Babu. It's not possible. So you should know how to define variable as well. Like we discussed that, okay, so something like it can start with single lowercase, single uppercase, lowercase with underscore, these all things. But I said that, okay, best practice always go with something lowercase with underscore. Even we filtered from there, you can just go with this. And from where we found that it's from PEP guidelines. So PEP guidelines, it's a style guide for Python. We keep follow that in the real time. So when real time means when you write the code in, the real time, like if you are using the Python code for something automation or something for AI, whatever you are using in the organization, we follow that PEP guidelines. Okay, so now we'll also understand there is a concept called result keywords. So let me write a script file here, new, and then save as day4 underscore script dot py, and then save as type all types, and then I'm saving this. Okay, so for the variables, we discussed like how to define variable and naming conventions we discussed, but still, if you see here, I'm just trying to write some variable name like this. Like I'm going to the interactive mode, and then I'm typing here, for example, unequal to 10. It is giving syntax error. But as per that naming convention, I'm following everything. Okay, lowercase only I'm writing. Lowercase equal to 10, but still it is giving syntax error. And I'm writing something if equal to 20, it is giving syntax error. So which means what? Not only naming convention, we should also know there are some result keywords. When you define a variable, you must aware of it. So the result keywords means this keyword is reserved. This name is reserved for some purpose in Python. So this is actually logical operator. If is reserved for some purpose, we use for conditional statements, flow controls. While we use for loop, we cannot use this for a variable. But how to remember these names? You don't need to by head, right? So the Python, one advantage is everything you can just get with some help. Somewhere we can see some option with one name of that particular option you can provide. And then you will get all the list of this. So not only here, even in the next sessions also, let's say, for example, I want to know what are the list methods available for the list. What are the dictionary methods available? We don't need to by heart that. Just we provide one specific function to get all the list of functions. So the similar way here. So now, again, I'm going to the interactive mode. So I'm in interactive mode. If you observe here, there is a type help. So type help or something copyright, credits, or license for more information. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do this help now. Let's just type like this as it is. What it is saying now? It is saying that type help of open and closed parenthesis for interactive help, or help of object for help about object. So means what? It is clearly giving that don't type as it is help. If you want to go something help prompt, then you should use help of open and closed parenthesis, because that is also like a function. Or you need to provide something help of object, then you will get that help. Let's say I need to understand something help of some, some method related I want to know. Or maybe I'm using some module. From the module I want to know some particular property, what is the behavior of that property. So for that, actually what we use help, we will see now after this first. Now what I'm trying to do here, I'm just trying to first go to the help prompt. Okay, so help open and close it parenthesis. K Acharya. So help open and close it parenthesis here. And if you see, when we use this open and close it parenthesis, it came to the help prompt. So now we are not in just Python interactive mode. We are in help prompt here. So which means you can ask anything, means you can type something. It will give you the result. So now see here, it is saying something like this. Okay, enter. If you want to see something about modules, keywords, symbols, or topics, enter this. Like I want to see the keywords now. I want to know about keywords. Just type keywords first, like how I entered first help. If in case if it is not correct, it will give you suggestion. And then based on the suggestion we followed. Same thing now I'm going to type just keywords as it is. And see, I'm typing here keywords. And here is a list of Python keywords. It provided the list of Python keywords. So we actually discussed there is a some and, right? So I defined as a variable and equal to something, if equal to something, while equal to something. So these are it already there in the Python result keywords. So these all are result keywords. These keywords in Python we use for some purposes. So as I told, like and is an operator, false is a Boolean value. So in our sessions, almost all the keywords it will cover. But these are the keywords. We have result keywords. So these keywords we cannot use as a variable name or function name or method name like that, because these are reserved for some purpose. Okay, so it is easy to get all the keywords. Simply you can type keywords. This is one way. And if you want to come out from here, we use Control Z. And then again Control Z, Control Z. Okay, then can come out. There is a module also to get this list of keywords. But maybe if you think, okay, what is module? I said it's like a library. So if you feel like, okay, what is library and then how we use, no problem, but just try to see how we use it. But in the coming sessions, we will create our own library and we'll understand that how to use that library. Also, we will discuss that how to install third-party libraries. And also we will discuss that how to use the built-in libraries, multiple things we will discuss. But at this moment, just see how I'm using. So there is a module called keyword. So import keyword I'm using. So when I use import keyword in the interactive mode, again, I'm in interactive mode, not running on the command prompt just like that. So everything, it's a Python, right? So see 3 arrows, it is there, which means I'm in Python interactive mode. So make sure where you are running. Initially, like, the beginner's mistakes. I know that, like, when I say something and then people start here, import keyword. How this DOS understands this. So this is a command prompt. We are running on just command prompt. It will not understand what it is. So you should go to the interactive mode first. And then again, what other mistakes people generally do, when I ask something, execute a script file, and then generally, like, they go to the interactive mode like this, and then they start execution from here, Python day3 underscore script dot py. So you try to understand, you are already in interactive mode, and if you provide like this, it will not understand what it is. So we are in interactive mode. If you want to use script 3 or day3 underscore script as a library, okay, it understands, but you cannot execute the script from here. See, we're getting a syntax error. So from where we need to execute the script? From the command prompt, not in the interactive mode. From here you need to execute. I think you may got like this type of experiences. Okay, so now again, I'm going to the interactive mode. Now here, so module or library. So in Python, we actually call it as a module, or in other languages, maybe we can see library. So module is something collection of lines or collection of functions or some like, combination it can be. It's a Python file only again. So if you want to use module, this is syntax. First we import module name. So import is a keyword to import the module. And then once if you import the module, I want to see what are the properties available inside the module. So we use print dir is a function of module name. So it will give you what are the properties available inside this module. Okay, so that is dir of module. And then one particular property, I want to see what actually that property is. Property means it can be a variable, it can be a function, it can be a method. This all are, we simply call it as a property, that module property. So again, if you ask what is function, what is method, we will discuss. Okay, it takes time. So we are in 4th session only. So print dir of module name. So the dir of module name, it will give you what? It will give you the list of properties available in the module. So we don't need to by heart here anything, because there are n number of modules. It will be very difficult to remember all the properties. The module name itself, there are n number of modules. So as I told in the day 1 itself, based on which platform you are in, we decide that, right? So let's say, assume you are in actually like something specific database administrator, you are working as a Oracle administrator, you need only 2-3 modules, that's it. Only that modules, if you focus for database administration, the Oracle database administration, using with Python, that will be more enough. And similar way, you have to find out, let's say you are in actually data analysis, data science. I told that there are some modules like Pandas, Matplotlib, NumPy. There are some more modules, maximum 6-7 modules, more enough for what? to work with data analysis or data science. Similarly, we have some modules for A, we have some modules for, like for example, AWS automation. We use one SDK, Boto 3. So only if you don't want to log into the console, AWS console, and then, let's assume if you know AWS, Amazon Web Services, assume that I want to start some EC2 instance. You can write 3 lines of Python code directly from here itself. You can start EC2 instance. You don't need to log into the console. So we are automating that. But what module you need to know SDK related, which is a Boto 3. So which means there are thousands of modules, but we don't care about that, how many modules we have. We only focus on what is required for us. Similar way, I told that actually we have a mobile, like, the mobile repository, which is a Play Store. There are n number of mobile apps. But what exactly required for us? We install that and then we only understand that, right? So sometimes we will get some built-in apps like Insta by default, we are getting it. YouTube by default, we are getting in every mobile. WhatsApp, we are getting by default every mobile. Similar way, even if you install Python, by default, we will get some modules. So that is the module here. One module is keyword. So keyword is a built-in module, like how we are getting WhatsApp by default with mobile. But that WhatsApp is not created your Samsung phone, or that WhatsApp not created by your Apple phone, right? So that is providing because it may require for everyone for usage. Because everyone using that app. That is the reason by default, once if you purchase the mobile, by default, we are getting it. Similar, you can compare like that here also. Maybe some modules which is relevant for everyone, no matter whether you are in AI or you are in something IoT, whatever the platform. So there will be some modules required for everyone, maybe like mathematical expressions I want to use, or something statistical results I want to see, or maybe I want to search some data from the file. It is required for everyone. So those modules by default we will get. And on top of it, if you want some more, let's say you use some banking related applications, apps in mobile. So like this, Play Store says, okay, I'm not sure which bank you are going to use, right? So it will not give any bank related app by default. So you should find out based on your requirement. Let's say Kotak Bank or ICICI or SBI, you need to install that app, right? Similar way here. Not sure which database you are going to use, not sure which platform you are going to use, then install that module separately. So that is the concept exactly. Everywhere it is same, whether you use mobile app, whether you work with some programming language, it is same. So now print dir of module name and then print help of what? Module name to get the help. So I told keyword is it's a built-in module. It is a one built-in module. So what this module will do, see, I'm using here, I'm in interactive mode again. So as I told just now, don't use this on the command prompt directly. So we are actually interacting with Python interpreter. So import, and then what? Module name is keyword. And then dir of keyword, you can see, you can use even print, but since we are in already interactive mode, it's not required. But if you write that in the script file, print is mandatory. Okay, so print dir of keyword. Now see, it is giving some properties. So remember, if you get the properties, generally there are built-ins. By default, you will get like this underscore thing. You can ignore that for maybe a few days, we'll understand later. But only just concentrate on other names like is keyword, is soft keyword, KW list, and soft KW list. Only these are the properties And in these properties also, I want to check about this print, print help keyword. So it is giving now the documentation about this module. So what is the name of this module? And reference, you can see this is the module reference in the python.org. docs.python.org. It will give you the documentation in that location as well. And what is the description? As I told, properties means it can be a function, it can be a method, it can be a variable, right? So in this module, there is no methods here, only functions we have. That is the is keyword and is soft keyword. There are two functions, and variables, it comes under data. So try to understand, this is more important. There are two subheadings, simple way, right? One is the functions, one is the data. Under functions, we have some functions here. Under data, we have some variables here. This is a variable. Whenever if you are accessing this variable, see, under data, variables are there. So try to understand this. Note. So when we import a module, we can see like this functions, data. So if it is a function property, see the syntax we use here, how to use module properties. So we use a module name dot property name. Say I'm using open and closed parentheses because most of the time we use actually functions in general. So if it is a function property, there is a syntax. If it is a variable, then the syntax is without open and closed parentheses. Function always should end with this. Method should always end with this. Variable, it's not required. So here, there is a KW list. It's a variable. It is there under data. So it's there under data. I want to use this KW list. What is KW list? Basically, keyword list. So what is the syntax? Module name dot property name. What is the module name? Keyword is a module name. Dot. What is the property name here? KW list. Is it a function or variable? It's a variable. Is it required open and closed parentheses? Not required because it's a variable. It is there under data. Enter. Now I can see these are the result keywords in Python, but we actually used this using with what? Using with module here. So two different ways we found these keywords. One directly using with the keywords option. And the second way, we actually imported this module. And then we found all the list of keywords. I hope this is clear now. If it is clear, just type in the chat box C. Just type C in the chat box. If it is clear, just type C in the chat box. Okay. Yeah. Now, we'll try to understand how to take input from the keyboard. So we know how to define a variable. So let's say something like name equal to, we define like this. I want to write like this, Babu, and then print name, it will print this. Come out from the interactive mode and Python day4 underscore Babu, it is printed. Okay, so now I want to take input from the keyboard. Instead of just defining a static value to the variable, this is a static value. Babu, it's fixed for this variable name. But I want to take input from the keyboard dynamically. So how to take input from the user or from the keyboard, we can say. Keyboard, right? So I want to take input from the keyboard. So we use a function called input. There is a built-in function. It is available. So tell me anyone where we can see all the built-in functions in Python. So we have 50 plus people here, 50 people. So tell me anyone where we can see
Under dir
dir.
dir of underscore function
Underscore building.
built in.
Underscore built-ins underscore. Yes, exactly. So we can see all the built-ins using with the dir function. But what is the module? Built-ins is a module. So underscore built-ins underscore. So here, if you observe, there is another function input we just started, right? Somewhere it will be there. Input here. So that's the reason whenever if you are using input function, you don't need to provide any library. Python, it understands automatically what is input. The only reason when you execute Python code, it is importing every time this module internally. Right? Yeah. So what is input here? Input we are using, just it is used to take input from the keyboard. Right. So how to use? See, now it is simple. The syntax is like this. Input of what you want to enter. So now I'm taking like this here. I'm commenting, multi-line comment. And then let's say I'm just using like this or anything like name I'm writing. Input of enter your name. See, input of enter your name. So when I execute this, I want to first print this text, enter your name, and then cursor should wait here to take input from the user. Okay, I'm just trying to run this now. Enter your name. So cursor is waiting to take input. So dynamically we are giving the value to the variable now. Let's say I'm giving this now Babu. So this name, it will assign to this here. So I'm just writing, let's say student name. Again, I'm just executing. See, now I'm just giving some text. It is actually assigning to the variable, but it's not printing anything because we are not displaying that with print. So what I want to do, print, and I'm using F string. We know F string, format string we discussed. Hi, student name. And then maybe you can see welcome or maybe good morning. Okay, welcome. See, when I run this here, I'm just giving now, for example, Prasad, and then you can see, hi Prasad, welcome. So it is giving whatever input we are taking from the keyboard, it is actually trying to display that value with the print function, hi, and then variable value here, and then it is giving the result, like whatever that. So your task, you just try to take input like this, accept a student name and accept a student maybe ID, you just create like that, and then accept student phone number, and then accept student the area or maybe a giant course, like course name, and then you print all this in one time, like print student name, print student ID, print student phone number, print student course name. Or maybe you can add like this, print, I want to print like this, student details. Okay, so student details, and then just try to print all the details one by one. So for me here, yeah, so I'm just taking SHRAVANTH, Sravanti. So enter your name. I just entered Sravanti, and then it prints here what? Student details, and then hi Sravanti, welcome. Instead of this, what you do? Student name. So you write like this. Print F string, student name, and then the variable. You need to create like that. You need to take all the other details as well, right? So student name, I'm typing. I can see the student details. The first part is completed. Student name is Sravanti. What other details you need to take here input? Student ID, similarly student phone number, student course name. Okay, you have to. So hope it is clear now.
Yes, sir.
So that's all for today. Thank you all then. Have a great day. We'll continue tomorrow. You try to practice this and then you can share in the group. Okay. So be active in WhatsApp group, because see, if someone actually completed, if you post that in the group, others will motivate and others will inspire. That is the reason actually here, right? We are learning here. No matter what you do mistakes, no one is perfect here. World. Everyone will do the mistakes. You try whatever you know. You post that in the group. Others will get inspired. Or if you do some wrong also, maybe others will help for that. So that is the motto. Thank you then. Have a great day. Bye.